This situation keeps getting crazier for the New York Yankees as we have another update on Giancarlo Stanton, one of the true superstars of the New York Yankees, especially when the playoffs come around. And this will have a huge implication on the New York Yankees DH position as another name has now entered the chance to get that DH spot when we thought it was all but figured out. And we're going to break all of this down. Lot to talk about. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 71% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe. We're having a bunch of fun here. This is the place to be for all New York Yankees content. But all that being said, let's jump into the video because we have a lot to discuss. As we know, Giancarlo Stanton has been dealing with an injury to both of his elbows, and that has had fans terrified. If the Yankees don't have Giancarlo Stanton for the season, which is possible that he misses the season due to this elbow injury, there is a world where it's just going to be complete pandemonium as the team is going to have really no power bats outside of Aaron Judge, which is going to cause a lot of problems for everyone involved, as the New York Yankees would have to go out and basically trade for someone in order to add more power to this team. And Stanton, he is trying to get back. He does not want to miss the whole season due to injury. He's dealt with some injuries in his Yankees tenure, and he definitely has not been a fan of it. He's outspoken about hating getting injured. And, well, where Stanton is right now, it feels as if he is going to come back to the field and not miss the whole season. But now we have another update on Giancarlo Stanton and his injury. This is insane, as there's a theory going, according to John Heyman, around that Giancarlo Stanton's bat might be the cause of the elbow tendon issues. And while Yankee doctors apparently presume that the theory is downright insane, it's certainly making the rounds, as it seems a bat switch was recommended to Stanton last year, and the recommender is no longer around the New York Yankees. If it was a bat switch, if Giancarlo Stanton has tennis elbow tendonitis in both elbows because someone told him to switch his bat and now he can't grip the bat as well, I am going to lose my mind. That is the most that's something that would happen to the Mets, not the Yankees. What is happening right now? I don't like this opposite world that we're living in right now. Look, Stanton's dealt with injuries. Yes, is he injury prone since he came to the Yankees? Of course he is. There's no secret about that. But at the same time, a bat switch? Are you kidding me? First of all, I'm going to err on the side of believing that that's a little bit insane. Yankees team doctors kind of think so. But also, what are the Yankees going to say? Yeah, our team doctors agree. Some guy told him to switch bats, and he said, yeah, and then now he's injured for a while. No, that's not going to happen. They're not going to openly admit to that instantly until it's completely undeniable. So that's part of the issue that I'm having here. So obviously, it's a lot to talk about and a lot to go over, with a bat switch being a huge part of things. Now, Stanton, as John Heyman mentioned, is said to be feeling somewhat better following 3 rounds of painful PRP injections, but he still is not swinging the bat. Look, at this point, it doesn't seem like Stanton's going to be back anytime too soon from now, but it does seem like he's going to be back. If he's feeling better, it means that he's gone through all 3 rounds of the PRP injections, which should help him recover from the tennis elbow and should help him get back eventually into the season. Hopefully sometime around the later part of May is the thought. I mean, right now when I'm recording this and when this video is releasing is March 21st, Friday. So in 2 months from now, the hope is that Stanton's going to be on the baseball field for the Yankees. Exactly 2 months from now, we expect him to be on the Yankees field in Yankee Stadium, being the DH and being the guy that we all know and love for the New York Yankees. But there is the fear that maybe he's not, especially because there's another injury that he is dealing with, as Stanton is also said to be dealing with a chronic calf issue, according to Heyman, as we've talked about before, as well as the elbow injuries. But the pain is bigger. The pain in the elbows is the bigger problem. And Memorial Day is one optimistic estimate heard from Stanton, and he thinks the Yankees would easily take that, as if he needs surgery, his season is over before it begins. And obviously the whole hope is that he is able to play at some point this season, even if it gets delayed. So obviously the world is kind of really preying on Giancarlo Stanton to make it back to the New York Yankees at some point. But until then, the Yankees are going to have to figure out another DH option. They can't just sit there sitting on their hands waiting for something to fall out of the sky. It's not, and they have a few different options. The most common option brought up is Ben Reyes. That's who I think is going to get the job. Reyes has been awesome in spring training. He's jacked. He's hitting home runs. His exit velocity is insane. Ben Reyes looks really, really good for the New York Yankees right now, and he looks like he's ready to have that first to second year jump that many, many talents have had in baseball before, as now with a full year, or with a year under his belt, and entering into his first full year where he knows that his spot on the Yankees is a lot safer, he's going to be able to get out of his head a little bit and understand the kind of the world of being in the MLB, and he knows what he's walking into now. So he is going to be expected to have a much better year, especially considering how much stronger he got and how much better as he gets older and gets closer to his prime. So this is going to be huge for Ben Reyes. But there's been other guys mentioned. Now, Ben Reyes, he's great. Essentially, look, Reyes is playing really well. 989 OPS, or that's not 989, that's 899 OPS. Look, on top of that, 50 at-bats, he has 13 hits, batting average of 260, solid, especially for Ben Reyes, when last year he had an under 2 batting average, he had a 171. 5 home runs as well. In the 2024 regular season in 152 at-bats, he had 7 home runs. Now in 50 at-bats in spring training, he has 5. So super good sign there as well, with 9 RBIs compared to the 23 he had in the whole regular season in the 152 at-bats, where again in 50, he's getting very close to nearly having that. So Ben Reyes obviously having a great year as well, but there are other names as well, specifically Dom Smith, who's gotten a lot of call for this. I mean, 857 OPS, 3 home runs in 37 at-bats with 11 hits. That's an average of 297, so he's hitting with a lot of good contact, has 12 RBIs. He had 34 all last regular season, so he looks like he's really fighting hard to get that DH spot for the New York Yankees. He could play first base and left field, so a few different positions that he could play and cover for in a pinch. So Smith is someone who's definitely going to be a name that's brought up. But also there is another name that we have to talk about with this spot that Aaron Boone absolutely loves, and that is Pablo Reyes. As John Haven mentioned, ex-Met Pablo Reyes, a needed righty bat, has a fan in Aaron Boone and seems to position to make the Yankees roster. Oswald Peraza is out of options, meaning he could likely make the team, or if he gets waived, or if he gets sent down to the minors, that's it for his Yankee career. One of them is likely going to be platooning with Oswaldo Cabrera at third base, and the Yankees seemingly like Pablo Reyes, who, I mean, I would hate this. I think it makes way more sense to have Peraza on the team. Peraza's younger. He's got more potential. Pablo Reyes is 31. I don't see the point of adding Reyes over Peraza. I understand Peraza's he's had a lot of hitting trouble, but he's never really gotten consistent chances to hit, so maybe that's what he needs, and I want Peraza to get the job still. I still do believe in Oswald Peraza, and apparently I'm willing to die on this Oswald Peraza hill, so that's interesting. I didn't expect this, but here we are. Look, I would rather Peraza than Reyes, but Reyes, it's undeniable that he has had a good preseason. Now, Reyes, he's hitting 890 OPS, 34 at-bats. He has 11 hits, good batting average, 324, 1 home run, few RBIs, good stolen base, very talented fielder as well. So he does give the Yankees some talent. It would be helpful to have Reyes, but I still just like Peraza as a better option personally. So I do hope that's what the Yankees go with. Meanwhile, none of these guys, they're not going to be able to put up this production that Stanton does. I mean, for Stanton's career, the man's got a 345 on base percentage, an OPS of 871, 136 OPS plus. And I understand he's not the same player he once was, but he still is in the playoffs, where he had a 273 batting average with 15 hits, 7 home runs, 16 RBIs, and 9 runs scored in 14 games, winning the ALCS MVP, and deservingly so, having an OPS of 1.048. The man absolutely is still that good when it's the most important, and the New York Yankees, they need Giancarlo Stanton there in the most important games. But guys, let me know what you think about this. Is Stanton coming back? Is he going to miss the whole season? Do you want Oswald Peraza or Pablo Reyes to make the team? Would you rather the DH be Dom Smith or Ben Reyes? Let me know all that down below in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.